Hey guys, Jessica Damu here with our Gundam MSA review, and by popular request, I am reviewing the RX-78 GPO3 Dendrobium, Stamen and Orchis. Sorry it took me so long to review this. I always dreamed of having this cool space background for, doing mobile armor reviews, and when I tried to build it, it didn't work. So I was like, okay, it's time. It's time to review this. And actually, I am selling this, so check out my eBay store. There it will be until someone buys it. Which, it's a great thing to have in your collection. Just, my collection is enormous. I need to make some room. Especially with a 3D printed big tray coming along its way. So to begin, we will cover just the Stamen. There's a lot of flower names in 083. So here's the shield. This is just a version 1 MSA. It definitely should have been a version 2, but I'm not sure the version 2s existed just yet. Which is kind of a shame. Standard beam rifle for the GPO3, or, standard GP series beam rifle. Only interesting thing is, they didn't use the same sculpts. This is a brand new sculpt where the thing doesn't come off. It seems kind of like a waste, really. The other one's better, so why did they make this one? Every sculpt costs money, so you gotta kind of wonder. 2 beam sabers, they don't come apart. They're very hard plastic versus flexible. Comes with 2 closed fists, 2 sword hands, 2 gun hands. Shield can come out. The shield can store in the containers up there, along with the beam rifle and along with the bazooka. Which, the bazooka is quite huge. Let's just see if we can work with that real quick. Yep, bazooka is quite huge. And our arm came off during the process, but alright. Got it. Bazooka doesn't really doesn't have anything to really make it stay closed. It's kind of its big downside. Like, it's cool that it flips open, but there should have been more of a connecting kind of, something that goes right there, and it doesn't. Compared to the fixed figuration ones, which I'm selling with my Dendrobium, you can see that there's a little bit more that holds them together. So it covers that, just to show us the beam saber. My arm came off again. See, it's just basic version 1. Shoulders don't have any real give. Basic shoulders, elbow joint. It doesn't even do a 90 degrees. Many people have talked about how they're disappointed by this figure, and disappointment pretty much stands. Legs are on there. They stay on okay. That piece, however, no. That piece does not stay on okay, because you move your leg and it just kind of pops off. It's enough to make you scream. Especially when you're trying to put him into the Orchis, and it comes off, and you're like, ah, ah. Anger. Now the feet, they've got like a double joint in there, so it's all kinds of flexible in there. And the back system is pretty cool. It's supposed to be able to plug into itself, and it's not too much working, but it's supposed to. You can see there's kind of a hole there, but kind of not. So, all kinds of flexibility in the boosters and whatnot. Doesn't really plug into itself. Backpack, crazy flexible. But it's almost like it's hard to pose the figure and keep everything symmetrical. Now, one of the cool things about when he's plugged in there is that he has these arms that can reach out and grab stuff. You might be wondering, why don't I shove him in there and then do that? Because everything would fall apart and it would be a nightmare. That's why. You can see our remains of the hand there. Hand kind of flips in. One thing I really loved about the MSA is the whole being able to swap parts and things like that. That's just always made them so great. And so this can extend and go grab a weapon and bring it back, and it like opens up, folds itself up, you know, in a real world, and turns back into his regular arm. And now he's got, you know, the bazooka. So it's cool that it doesn't quite work functionally, but it can pull off the look. And, you know, that's better than nothing. And they're pretty cool. You see that. And there's 2 of them. Another option part to cover. This is the handle of the beam cannon. There's a version where the handle's put away, so it's just closed because he's not using it. So that exists. We have 2 beam saber hilts that go inside this thing, like so. Now, they should have had beam sabers, and there's no way to plug a beam saber into there. And also, the Dendrobium is supposed to have this huge beam saber. Well, if you ever had the GPO3 full Burnian extra large, some people call it an MSA, but it wasn't really mobile suit action. That really large one that's probably on par with that big Zom over there, then you could steal that and stick it in your Dendrobium, and it feels pretty close to what it should be. Just saying. And, yeah, that works out quite nicely. This one doesn't really turn, just kind of swings up and down. But, you know, one of the things I look for in toy reviewing is, does it do what it's supposed to do? And more or less it does. Just a scale comparison. There's Lala's mobile armor. Dendrobium's actually bigger. It's longer. It's taller. The big Zom, in comparison, which is like my absolute favorite, you know, is bigger. Like the ultimate battle would be seeing... Okay, it wouldn't be the ultimate battle because GPO3 would totally win with its missiles, but I don't know. I would love to see the big Zom versus the GPO3. GPO3 would just fly circles around it, though, and blow it up with its missiles. Speaking of missiles! So these compartments open up. Bye-bye, big Zom. Also, eye field generator. Just show that off real quick. You could push these from the back. I just kind of forgot that you could. And there's a little 3 missile in there. And basically, this flies out with the missile attached. Whoopsie! But this is the big Zom! You will not defeat... You can see one of the missiles is still in there. I'm just going to cover all these missiles. Where's that other missile type? Yeah. Big Zom doesn't have a chance. He's toast. This thing's just loaded with weaponry. Just loaded. Another missile that didn't decide to come with us. There we have that. It's quite impressive. So, let's see if we can... Well, let's cover a few more details about this before I stick the guy in, being that that can be an irritating process. Both of these arms come out. There's huge boosters in the back. All of them move. Just absolutely huge. This is the box, by the way. So I didn't cover that. You can see the holes where all our stuff came out. Back shot of our Dendrobium. Flip it around. There's the beam rifle. Super huge. Always love that part where it hits the Shimagaraho's GPO4, which is given a new name, and then blows her up. This thing does come apart, which is good, you know, when you need to move it or things like that. And so it'll plug back in. Now this will be the irritating part of trying to get my guy in. Hopefully it will just smoothly work. If not, oh well. I try not to get too complicated with him. You know, he just kind of slides in there. There's no magic click or anything like that. Supposed to be able to grab his beam rifle thing right there, and I almost got it. He's supposed to be able to look up quite a bit, but even so, it only works so well. And, you know, there's a prime example of, so yeah, we got him in. Oh, his arm came off. You know? No! So now we got him in there and pretty much flying around. You might be able to like pose him a bit more upwards, but it still gets complicated with trying to attach the arm to hold the rifle. I'm not even going to try that. I'm just going to be happy that he's in there. So, in short, got a piece stuck under him. Just a minute. No. Be a team player. In short, it's a giant display piece. It's just a giant display piece. It'll take up a whole Walmart shelf, pretty much. Trying to find a safe spot to grab it by. Yep. It's huge. It doesn't even fit on the shelf. Quite really. So, that's the review of the Dendrobium. It's absolutely enormous. It's very cool. They usually run $200 to $300, usually in the $250 range with free shipping. And is it worth it? Yes. Yes, it is. It is worth it. If you're tight on space, or you collect a ton of other stuff, or just mass collect army builders like I do, eventually you will start to run out of room. I've been very happy to have this in my collection for many years, and I got him from another collector who also took impeccable shape of it, or impeccable care of it, and so there it is. And it's for sale. For anybody that's interested, check out the link down below in the more info area and see if it's still there in my eBay store. Hope you enjoyed the review. I'll see you guys later.